legs were starting to feel weird and tingly. I told my dad I couldn't feel my legs, so they rushed me to the ER.
When they told us they had spotted a tumor on her spine and it was cancerous, our world just crumbled. I mean, I had faith and I believed, in God's plan for our lives, but that just was not in my memory at that moment. I felt like my world was falling apart, that I just couldn't even stand. One time she came into me and she was dragging her little bag of fluids and she goes, "I'm just going to die, aren't I, Mom?" I just remember looking at her and I'm like, "Christina, no, you're not gonna die." And she goes, "Mom, you don't know. What if?" We do not know what God's plan is for each of our lives, but if we can just remind ourselves that God has a bigger plan for us, we can get up and go each day.
After a year of treatment and radiation and chemo, after my cancer was healed, our favorite nurse, Marcia, spoke with my mom and told her it would be awesome if you could come in here and meet these newly diagnosed families and encourage them. She said, "Okay, I'll try to do that," but she couldn't really envision going in empty-handed, so we came up with the Basket of Hope.
So Basket of Hope's mission is to deliver the hope that comes from Jesus to kids in the hospital with cancer or other serious illnesses. The baskets are filled with games and toys and crafts and things for the children as well as the siblings. But then we also offer a hope tote as an option, and that has things to nourish the parents emotionally, physically, spiritually, and I just love that. It's a gift for the whole family.
When it became closer to our delivery, each doctor and nurse took their turn telling us why they didn't think Noah would survive. The latest imaging showed the vessels going to and from his heart were different than normal, and one was blocked. And essentially that was causing blood to back up into his lungs and drowning him.
Went from going to plan colors for the room, for the nursery, to thinking about picking out caskets.
We knew what it was like to sit in those hospital rooms and feel isolated. And we just realized the importance of coming in and visiting those families at that moment and letting them know that God loves them, He's not abandoning them, and that the community cares for them.
I asked Angela just for something else that we can read along with our Bible that would help give us some hope and encouragement. And she had a basket sent right to our front door.
In the basket, were items for Noah, which was pretty cool because even though we were told, Noah's not going to make it, they gave us these things that just a symbol of hope.
We started off at Cardinal Glennon just delivering to the newly diagnosed kids with cancer. There were 65 a year. And then we were able to grow the program and expand it. Kurt Warner and Brenda Warner from the Rams began delivering the baskets, and they helped spread the word throughout the NFL. Like Tony Dungy was delivering baskets in Indianapolis. And so when the Super Bowl was in Indiana in 2012, the entire state of Indiana adopted Basket of Hope and called it Super Baskets of Hope. We delivered baskets to over 55 hospitals nationwide within a couple of months. That really helped jumpstart our program nationally as well.
When I was a nurse, I looked at those basket deliveries as more of a gift and something tangible. When I was a mom and received one, it was more of a moment.
The doctors didn't think he was going to make it, but just maybe 2 hours. At the most, and we may be able to get to hold him for just a little while and let him go. But yeah, they did what they needed to do. The doctors did, and they cleared this blockage that was in his heart, and did several surgeries. And yeah, he's an absolute miracle.
I walk in, my baby has the hoses, tape all over. Seeing the basket sitting above her incubator, it meant more to me than anyone would ever know. I remember it 10 years later. It means that much to me.
I hear from families every day about how grateful they are for the care, but the things that tend to stick with them as far as what they're grateful for in those moments, because it's those things that help them endure. It's one thing to survive a life-threatening illness, and I don't just mean in a clinical sense. It's another thing to thrive through it. If someone's able to thrive through an experience and grow from something that was dealt to them, it's because of who and what touched them in a compassionate way during that journey.